Hey guys, what's going on? It is Monster Shark Gaming here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I wanted to go ahead and talk to you guys about some stuff that's been revealed about EA Sports UFC 3. It's actually just one thing that's been revealed. Megan O'Leary confirmed herself on her Instagram and I believe her Snapchat that she is going to be a part of the EA Sports UFC 3 video game that is coming out this fall, which I've actually mentioned in a video before. Now, this game could be taking a major step because of her involvement. It's not just because like it's her, but it's the fact that it's someone like her that, you know, is in the game. Like, what reason would Megan O'Leary have being in the game? You would go, you know, your assumption would be interviews, and that's what I think is correct, is that we will finally, in a UFC game for the first time since UFC Undisputed 2010, be able to have interviews, you know, in the game. Now, obviously, this is not confirmed. This is just an assumption, and I think it's a pretty good assumption. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, try to keep some tabs on the situation here. I did actually end up tweeting out saying, you know, Megan O'Leary got in trouble because she ended up having to delete the post talking about her involvement with the video game. And I myself didn't get to see the post, sadly. I actually heard from a buddy of mine that follows her Instagram account. I don't use Instagram really. Yeah, I guess EA found out. Some people were tweeting out to Jazz, you know, who's one of the devs, and he's, you know, he was talking about like, you know, like, oh damn, you guys already know about this stuff and shit. And he was asking people like who the source was from knowing this. And it's like, yo, Megan O'Leary herself was saying this. So I'm guessing they talked to Megan O'Leary and made her take down the post. I ended up tweeting out like, oh, EA. Megan O'Leary's probably in trouble with EA, you know, got in trouble with EA and made her take down the posts and stuff like that. I said something along those lines. It's on my Twitter. And Megan O'Leary actually ended up responding to me, saying, LOL, no, I didn't. So, she's not in trouble. She's not in trouble. I didn't really think she was in trouble, but I guarantee 100% that they ended up telling her, like, hey, you should take that down. So, you know, they're not ready to announce anything yet for EA Sports UFC 3. You know, which is understandable. It's some delicate stages right now, I would assume, at this point, considering it's coming out this fall. They're probably getting ready to show something off soon. Possibly, you know, I'm guessing in April, sometime next month. I assume we're going to see something, or hear something at least. You might not see anything. I'm assuming we're gonna get something from the devs. Might not be a lot. We're not expecting a lot right away, but maybe we'll get like a date, saying like, oh, trailer launches on this day, or something along those lines. You know. I'm assuming it's going to be something like that, or it's going to be like, oh, hey, these are going to be the modes. Like they did last year. They released, like, I think before they did anything, they released some modes and shit. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, they're in those stages where they've got a good chunk of it done. And, you know, I'm assuming they got, like, everything figured out and, like, what they want to do. They're just kind of executing that plan at the moment in this stage of developing. And again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I can't be too excited for this game. It's because the first two, this one, the one I'm playing right now, EA Sports UFC 2, it's garbage. It's terrible. It's just such a broken game. Like, both games are broken. The first one's even more broken than this one. That's saying something because of how broken this one is. And just how, like, effortless some of it is, it seems. And it hurts to say that because, you know, I love the devs, and they're really cool people. They really like to listen. They tried, it seems they tried their best, but it's like some of this stuff, it's like, did you even try? Like, some of it is like that. And that's what sucks. And like, especially like if you guys are a big single player people like I am, like I'm really into single player. That's why, you know, you guys don't see me playing online a lot. Like I did in the first game, I played online a lot in the first game, and I was consistently on the top, you know, on the leaderboards and everything. But yeah, I got tired with the bullshit. I got tired with the brokenness of the game. I couldn't take it anymore. Like right now, I'm starting to play it more again. It's just because I'm having some fun with it. But at the same time, it's like there's days where I'm just like, you know what, this is terrible. I just love the sport too much, I guess. But you know, single player with the career mode, like the first game, it took you had to go like 15-0 to get a title shot. In this game, you still have to go like 12-0 to get a title shot, and that's extremely unrealistic. You know, it's like if you're a guy that goes 10-0, let's say, and all of your wins are like knockouts in under a minute, because I've actually done that before to test to see if that plays a factor. It doesn't. I was like I was a flyweight and I was a boxer and I was knocking out every single person, everyone in the Ultimate Fighter. Like all of my fights, I knocked out everybody in under a minute for a good while. I don't remember exactly how many fights it was, but it still took like 11, 12 fights for me to get a title fight, and that's absurd. You start off at like rank number 60. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? No division, as far as I don't think any division has 60 fighters in it in the UFC. And, like, every single one of them do in this game. That's because they fill it up with, like, 30 bots. You know, 30 characters that don't actually exist. So, it's just, you know, my thing is, make it authentic. Make it so that, you know, when we start off in the UFC, if we win the Ultimate Fighter, as long as we win the Ultimate Fighter, we should, you know, get 1, maybe 2 cans in the UFC, and then immediately fight someone in the top 15 if we win those fights. That's how it should be. That's how it is in real life. That's realistic. It's very realistic. If you go on a winning streak at all, like if you're on a 2 or 3 fight winning streak, then, you know, winning the Ultimate Fighter, and then you win like 2 fights after that, you should get a top 15 fight then, right away. Not someone in the top 10, just, you know, like someone near the ranked 15 spot, like 15, 14-ish spot. You know, just eliminate the ranking system above rank 15. So, no rank 16 to 60. Like, that's absolutely absurd and it's just ridiculous. Just have you unranked, and then once you get into the top 15, then show that you have a rank of either rank 15 to rank number 1, you know? That's what makes sense. Like in real life. I know there's gameplay versus realism, but there's certain things that you should be leaning more towards realism. There's a lot more things that you should be leaning towards to gameplay, because there's a lot of things saying like, why don't they just make it like exactly like real life? Well, that's impossible. You can't do that. That's why Madden isn't completely authentic. That's why NBA isn't completely authentic, because there's a gameplay versus realism factor, and gameplay overall is more important than realism. It's just the realism part is a want, a huge want by a lot of people, by most people, including me. I want a lot of realism in it. I definitely prefer to play a playable game more than a realistic game, because a playable game isn't broken. And that's something that they try to do in here, is they try to implement too much realism, I think, in this game into the fighting. And by doing that, they broke it. And then they try to fix it, and then they broke it again. So, all I can say is I hope they make this game good. I think this fall is too early of a release. I think they should have waited until towards the beginning of next year. Maybe like January or February. That's why I think they should have released it, but all we can do is hope. And hopefully they'll release another beta this year so we can help as much as we can like we did last year. Because I know they were taking some serious input during that beta time. But yeah, you know what? That's it. That's all I'm going to talk about here. Megan O'Leary, the first ever person confirmed for EA Sports UFC 3. Obviously, there's going to be guys like like the people, everybody that's currently a champion is going to be in it unless they lose their belt or something like that and they sign with a different company. Fall isn't that far away. It really isn't. We're about half a month away from fall now. Or half a year. My bad, not a half a month. Half a year from fall. It seems like a long time, but this the past couple of years have been flying by. At least for me, it has. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, comment. Let me know what you think about all this. Let me know what you think about the Megan Levy situation. Let me know what you think of my ideas for career mode. I only went a little bit into that. I want to wait a little while until we hear some more stuff, or we start nearing more close to some reveals. I'll get more into what I want to see in certain aspects of EA Sports UFC 3, and we'll wait for that. We'll wait for all that stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all guys next time. Goodbye.